Well, welcome back to another edition of Let's Turn This Box Truck into an RV. Today's a beautiful summer day here in Wisconsin. It is June 2nd, 2018, and we're going to get this video off to a good start. And that start involves Duke and this football, and one of his favorite games, and that is to throw this football onto this roof. So here we go. Oh, it's coming down. Here it comes. Well, it's coming. Here it comes. Oh, he got it. There's, oh, good boy. That's the way we do it. See, that's a lot of fun. So, let's get to business here. It's been a long time since I've made a video, and, well, we're on the home stretch. There's not a lot left to do here. It's pretty much done. So what we're going to do today is go through my punch list. I put this together probably a month or so ago. Now, I'm going to turn this stereo down a little bit, but hey, speaking of stereo, the subwoofer is up and running, and it sounds just great. Really happy with the subwoofer. I ended up putting a power switch here for it to turn it on and off. Let's see here. Now it's off. And see if you can hear it kick in. Yep, it comes in really nicely. I also put this switch in for the water pump. Speaking of water pump, that is definitely on the punch list of things I have to finish up yet. The plumbing here is not quite done. So let's go through this punch list quickly. The first thing on the punch list is backsplash. Well, I've got a backsplash in finally. It's just a leftover piece of aluminum from the shelving in the original water delivery truck that this started out life as. I took the aluminum and I just buffed it with a random orbital sander. I think I ended up using a 220 grit paper, and I just went with a real random pattern all over the place. Then I took a little paste wax and just put a little paste wax on it to protect it a little bit. And that's it. Really simple. There's a couple of screws down here that you can't see where it's screwed into the studs, and 3 screws up on top where it's also screwed into the studs. I put little fiber pads on the back, these little round pads that come on a sheet, and you use them for cabinets oftentimes to keep cabinets from bumping. Well, I put those pads on the back just to give it a little cushion, if you will, so that there wouldn't be any rattling. But I don't know if I even need them. You see, it's a little bit loose here, but all in all, it's attached. But I have to trim it up yet. You can see on this side, it's not trimmed, and this top looks a little ragged too. So I've found some scrap black walnut pieces. These are actually cut-offs from another part of the project. I think they were from the black walnut that was used around the skylights here. So I think I've got enough to run a little strip of this around all 4 sides of the backsplash. And up here too, I can cover up the screws, and I'll probably use another one to cover up the top there just to get it all to blend in. Let's turn on some light here. There, that's better. So I think that's going to work out well. This is just raw wood. I'm just going to put a little clear coat on it, and it'll end up looking nice and deep like this walnut. So it'll tie in a little bit too. So I can't quite cross the backsplash off the list, but we're getting close. Next on the list is water heater. I'm going to start out without a water heater. And the reason is I just can't find a good solution for a water heater. I originally bought one. I was going to mount it back in the corner and plumb it all around. And I could have done that, but it was big and bulky. I'd almost like to find something that is what they call on-demand electric that would run off the 12 volts. I've got some really heavy batteries, and I don't plan on using a lot of hot water. If I could just get a little hot water, you know, simply, without all the gas hookups and exhausts and more holes through the outside that I really don't want. So for right now, it's going to be cold water. I'm sure that'll change at some point, but I just haven't decided what or how to do it. Alright, next on the list is plumbing. We already talked about that, and I got to get my plumbing done. Other things on here are done. The gas detector, this gas detector down here got wet and burned out, and I had to replace it. So that kind of sucked, but it's replaced now. And the charge wizard, I had to hook that up. What we're talking about there is this little charge wizard box but you can see it's blinking. That tells me that it's in like maintenance mode, so it's just holding the battery at a constant voltage of 13.44, which is just what I want. These batteries are supposed to be maintained at 13.50 plus or minus not a whole lot, like 0.06, so I think we're right on the low side, but hey, it's close enough. I'm really happy with that. So Charge Wizard is off the list. Mount the fridge, that's been done. The refrigerator is pretty solidly mounted in here, and it's got a little bit of beer in it. So it's not going anywhere. There's basically some pegs that come up from the bottom into holes, so it's registered or kind of locked in place that way, but it's not going anywhere. So I got that off the list. Curtains, I think we talked about the curtains. The curtains are done. Ta-da! Subwoofer, hey, we just talked about that. Sounding great. TV, the TV's installed. It's done. It works great. I haven't moved my antenna yet, but we haven't really used it off the air broadcasting. Typically, I'll hook up a laptop computer, find some Wi-Fi, and use it that way. We've had it out for a few good overnight outings. We haven't had it out for weeks at a time. I don't know if I will have it out for weeks at a time, but for overnighters, this thing it's great. It's just great. Just have a lot of fun with it. Alright, what's next? Wine glasses. That's not done. I wanted to put some kind of a wine glass holder here, something. I wanted to get good glass wine glasses. These are some nasty plastic things. So, yeah, it's not a real big deal. I got some of this liner too I got to spread out. So, that's still an open thing, but I think we can live without a wine glass holder. Door handle. This thing, the paint is coming off a little bit here, as you can see. Looks a little shabby. I might repaint it. I might not. Coat hooks, those are done. We got some really nice brass coat hooks here on both sides. I think you've seen those a few times, but they work out great. Also got a little hook up here for keys and whatnot. I got a spare set of keys. Alright, what's next here? Shim the cabinets. I got a little gap on the bottom here, and I just want to shim them up to make sure that they're truly sitting flat on the base. So there's no cantileverings. I just want to shim them up, tighten them up a little bit. Baskets. Underneath here is a storage area. You can see I've got a laptop case and some tools there right now. This area works really nice for whatever. When we're on the road, it just works really nice. But I was thinking get some baskets that you could pull out. I don't even know that I have to. I might just end up just leaving it open cubby hole down there for storage. Baskets would trim it up a little bit. So that's what that is. Brass bars. I had a plan to put these brass bars on here to keep things from sliding off. And I was going to put a brass bar here and a brass bar here. Again, to keep things from sliding off. But you know, frankly, I haven't had a problem with things sliding off. And the brass bars, I don't think necessarily will add that much. So it's simply scratched off the list. Vent covers, that's still open. This vent up here, I just find it ugly. It just seems like, hey, what's this black hole doing up there? So I cut a piece of oak that'll fit over it, and I don't even think I need this vent, to be honest with you. There's a big vent hole on this side that sucks air in, and you can hear, maybe you can hear, the fan is running right now. This summer I've kept the roof opening just cracked open a little bit and kept this fan running on low, and it just helps to move air through this box truck a little bit on stuffy days. So that's worked out really well. So vent cover is basically just an aesthetic thing to cover up what I think is an ugly hole on the side of the cabinet. Alright, paint the cubby black. Well, that's this cubby area down here. I was going to line it with oak originally, but you know, I just ended up with black paint, and I'm calling it done. Lock for door. This door, when we're out on an overnighter or more, locks from the inside, but from the outside, but there's no way to lock it permanently. So what I'm thinking of doing is putting some kind of a latch or some kind of a little pin or something in here to keep it so that from the outside, come on outside, thieves and burglars and people of ill intent just can't come up and open it up. Now it does have a key lock, which is all fine and dandy, but then, you know, you're ready for bed and you want to lock the door. What are you going to do? You're going to come crawl through the cab, climb out here, key lock it, and climb back in and go to sleep. In the middle of the night you want to get out. Well, you can't go use this door. You got to come climb through the cab again. So it would be nice to be able to lock it from the inside. So that's what that is. Still an open list, open item on the punch list. What else do we got left here? Chairs. These two chairs were never meant to be permanent. I'm pretty happy with the little butternut table. It wasn't meant to be permanent, but I think it is going to be permanent. I like the flexibility of this area. To be able to take these table and chairs and move them around, set them back, and swing the TV out and watch TV. So I want to keep this area very flexible and open. I very intentionally didn't put in any built-ins. It's just a flexible area, but these chairs are ugly hospital waiting area chairs that really don't work in here. So I'll get something better than that. I also have this map of the USA that I purchased, and I also purchased a cork board, and so it's mounted with some spray mount to a cork board, and it's going to get mounted somewhere up here. And because it's a cork board, we can put in pins of we've been here and we've been there and have a little fun with it. I don't think we're going to travel all over the world with this box truck, and in fact I don't think we're going to travel too far from our home here in Wisconsin, but we might. And this would just be a fun thing too. I think it works. It just works. So what else did I want to show you? I think that is about it for today. Oh, I got this little thermometer. Picked it up at the hardware store. This is going to get mounted here, and it works for me. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Another episode of Let's Turn This Box Truck into an RV on the home stretch. Until next time.